If you or your loved one needed an organ transplant to survive, how far would you go? If you were living in poverty and someone offered to pay for your kidney, would you agree? Driven by desperation and misery, thousands of donors and recipients are taking part in a vast organ trade every year. I'm Steve Chow. On this episode, 101 East travels the kidney trafficking route from the remote villages in Nepal to the transplant centers in India to reveal this bloody black market.
यो नै हो होक्सी गाविस हाम्रो लागि यो धार्मिक ठाउँ हो किनभने मन्दिर छ यहाँ टेम्पल मन्दिर छ तर किडनीको कारण किडनी मृगौला तस्करीको कारण यो ठाउँ चाहिँ अलि मृगौला तस्करीको लागि बदनाम छ त्यसलाई बैंक अफ किडनी
This is Inspector Dipendra Chand. He is leading Nepal's fight against organ trafficking and is one of the few officers here taking on the criminal networks driving the trade.
यो लामो समयदेखि चलिरहेको एउटा अन्डरग्राउन्ड बिजनेस हो भूमिगत रूपमा कसैले थाहा नपाउने गरी चलिरहेको बिजनेस हो कोहीलाई 12 वर्ष कोहीलाई 15 वर्ष कोही दिएर डेथ भइसक्यो 20 वर्ष अगाडिका केसहरू छन्
Inspector Chand had no idea just how big the trade was. Here, the roof of the world seems within reach. These are the Himalayan foothills. Hoxi is a small Nepalese village nestled in the mountains. The 70 impoverished families living here work the land.
Traveling north to find you.
But this peaceful hamlet lies at the heart of a vast, cruel trade that feeds on misery, and over the years has pushed most of these men to sell a piece of their own body.
Don't be surprised. It's so many months since I've met you.
This morning, as the children go off to school, the parents gather in public for the first time to discuss their village's 20-year secret. At the initiative of an NGO, they meet in an isolated house. Krishna Piari combats human trafficking. Today, she will help the villagers break their long silence.
यदि मैले मेरो दियो भने म आफैले पनि मैले अपराधी गरेको हुँ भन्ने कुराहरु बुझ्नु पर्यो कस्तो अब यो पहिला र अहिलेमा यहाँ के अहिले पनि भइराखेको भित्र भित्र भइराखेको हल्ला कता कता सुन्छौं हामी
मलाई कति ठाउँबाट फोन आइछ
अझै आउँछ
के वनबाट पनि आइथ्यो
अब सबै जनाले यसमा चाहिँ अब कसरी यसलाई नियन्त्रण गर्ने भन्ने त्यो कुराहरु बुझ्नको लागि हामी तपाईहरु कहाँ यहाँ आको भन्ने हिसाबले पनि आज
This discussion is crucial, but rare. The topic is taboo. Selling an organ brings shame, but tongues gradually loosen, and scars are revealed. Almost every abdomen bears the marks of the surgeon's knife. Scars that signal devastated lives.
त्यो ठाउँमा चाहिँ अब हामीलाई झुक्याएर ल्यायो अनि त्यहाँ गएपछि त्यो लिने मान्छेले चाहिँ भनेको थियो कि किडनी दिनु भने अब किडनी भने हामीलाई थाहा नै थिएन यो पछिबाट पो थाहा भयो महिनाको 10,000 दिन्छौ न यहाँ 50 रुपैयाँ थियो कोदाली हाने अनि अब महिनाको 10,000 दिन्छु भनेपछि त बिरामी कुर्न भनेर भने
But no one anticipated the post-operative complications. None of these villagers received treatment after their kidneys were sold.
कोही जसोको चाहिँ जति इम्युनिटी पावर पहिलाको जस्तो त्यो छैन अलिकति काम गर्न थालेपछि पनि दुख्ने र त्यसको कारणले ज्वरो आउने भयो जो रोगहरुलाई निम्त्याइराखेको अवस्थाहरु छ बडा उनीहरुको शारीरिक अवस्थाहरु एकदमै कमजोर हुँदै गइरहेको छ।
अहिले त काम गर्नै छैन नि। यो कस्तो भन्दाखेरि धेरै दुख्छ नि हिँड्न सकिँदैन। अनिखेरि अब जिन्दगी यही रहेछ नि भनौँ भने आयो खा।
म जानै गल्ती मलाई अब म ब्यारेकमा जाइ खाइरहेको मान्छे ऊ पिपामा काम गरेर बसिरहेको मान्छे हेरिनुहोस् है। अनिखेरि अहिले मेरो पेन्सन हुन्थ्यो हेरिनुहोस्। मलाई नचिनेको पनि छैन, चिन्छन्। तर अहिले म त्यही सोचाइले कति आँसु झर्छ हेरिनुहोस्।
Gullible, poor, and illiterate, Hoxie's residents were easy prey, victims of unscrupulous traffickers. But who is behind such a trade? Inspector Chand broke up Nepal's biggest network. He leads a special police unit in Kavre district. The investigation lasted months.
भाइ 4 महिनाको अपरेसन पछिको यो सबै यो मिर्गौला बेस बिकनको यो फाइलहरू यो चाहिँ के हामीलाई थाहा छ 300 भन्दा बढी यसका मिर्गौलाका पीडितहरू छन्। तर ती मान्छेहरू आफै यहाँ निवेदन दिन आउँदैन। त्यो मध्ये जम्मा 5 वटा केसहरू जुन प्रहरी कहाँ आयो त्यसको विरुद्धमा हामीले कारबाही गरेर यी मान्छेहरू पक्र्यायो र यिनीहरूले भोलि त्यो भिक्टिमलाई पीडितलाई जो निवेदक छ निवेदकलाई खतरा पुगाउन सक्छ भन्ने हिसाबले त्यसलाई गोप्यता कायम गरेन माफिया जस्तै। 3-4 महिनाको कल डिटेलहरू झिक्यौँ। यिनीहरूबाट धेरै अध्ययन गरेर कहाँ बस्छन्, के गर्छन्, कोसँग सम्पर्क गर्छन्, कुन मान्छेहरूलाई बोलाउँ, सबै कुराहरू अध्ययन गरेर जब हाम्रो टार्गेटहरू सबै ठाउँमा फिक्स भयो।
In May 2013, after a 1-month operation, the Nepalese police arrested 10 people suspected of organ trafficking. It made the headlines, the authorities declaring the end of a lucrative trade that had lasted 20 years. Among those arrested that day was Krishna Darji. He recruited donors. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison. We managed to meet him in detention with a hidden camera.
बिमारी हुन्छ नि हैन आफ्नो घर छिमेका होला पल्ला पनि बिमारी हुन्छ नि बिमारी अब फेल भयो भन्ने कुरा थाहा पाएपछि उसले पछि एउटा त जुटायो अनि कोही मान्छे अब कहिले छोराले दिन्छ कहिले भाइले दिन्छ कहिले दाइले दिन्छन् हैन के अब गल्ती गरे नगरे मैले चाहिँ एउटा सहयोग गरेँ हैन अब सहयोग गर्दाखेरि अब गल्ती त सरले भोग्नु पर्छ गल्ती नै भन्नु पर्दैन हामीले कुनै मान्छे मारेको हैन बिदार बेचेको हैन एउटा सहयोग गरेको किन
कृष्णदरजीको त यसमा एउटा दलालको रोल मात्रै भयो। हजुर। अनि काठमाडौँबाट को मान्छेहरू गरिबीमा छ को दिने इच्छुक छ त्यो कुराहरू उनीहरूले फोनमा कुरा गरेर तिनीहरूसँग बोलाउँथे।
Isolated in the mountains, Hoxie was an ideal hunting ground. The visible part of a hidden network rooted in Kathmandu. In Nepal's bustling capital, we want to see whether the breakup of the Hoxie network has halted organ trafficking. Far from it. We have no names, no contacts, and no address, but we have a lead. On one of the city's busiest streets, a couple is begging so they can pay for a kidney transplant. Filming with a hidden camera, we explain we're looking for a donor. Immediately, they tell us of an agent they know.
त्यसले चाहिँ हामीलाई पटक पटक चिनेको कुरा गरेको मान्छे पनि ल्याएर देखाएकोले हामीले चाहिँ ल आउनु छिट्टो आउनु त 10 मिनेटमा ल
A few minutes later, a man arrives. He's an agent. He takes us to a quieter spot. We go to a bar in the city center. Our agent gets right to it. We tell him a relative needs a kidney. He explains how to go about it.
उहाँले छोरा भन्दैखेर सुहाउने खालको मान्छे हो हैन छोराले आमालाई दिनु पाउँछ आमाले छोरालाई दिनु पाउँछ कानुनमा हैन फेरि काकाको छोराहरुले फेरि ठुलबाको छोरछोरीलाई दिनु मिल्दैन
We ask where we can find donors.
उहाँको जिम्मा हुन्छ नि त्यो मेरो जिम्मा मसँग छ ओ पोजिटिभको पनि छ बी पोजिटिभको पनि छ मसँग हैन
Our agent tells us he will find us donors quickly. It took him just 24 hours. The next day, he arranges to meet us on the outskirts of the city. This time, he is accompanied by 2 potential donors. They don't try to hide where they are from. Cavre is the village we visited, full of kidney donors up in the mountains. We ask if they are afraid. India, Nepal's neighbor where Hoxi's villagers had their kidneys removed. Organ trafficking is international. Traffickers have no borders. Okay. Our agent tells us to go to Kolkata, the capital of West Bengal state. Population, 16 million. The city has become a medical hotspot. It has close to 400 private hospitals, of which 10 specialize in kidney transplants. Tagore Hospital is one of them. Nearly half of all legal transplants performed in Kolkata each year are carried out here. It's a long way to go, and a long wait. Recently, kidney-related procedures have multiplied, and it's become very profitable. The head of nephrology proudly says his department treats 300 people a day.
It runs for 24 hours, 7 days a week.
The patients come from all over Asia for a cheap kidney transplant. The $9,000 operation is one of the cheapest. For the first time in this hospital, a camera is allowed in the operating theater to capture the moment when a donor saves a life. It's a 4 to 6 hour operation. The donor is operated on in one room. The recipient lies in another.
usually we do 2 transplants in a day, approximately more than 300 nm in a year. Normally diabetic patients, renal disease is very common now, so the transplant number is going up.
Today in India, 1 in 10 men suffer from kidney failure. For those lucky enough to get a kidney transplant, it all begins in the waiting room. This patient must first go through the office of a nephrologist, a kidney specialist. The doctor has a medical file, as well as legal documents. The donor must be related to the recipient. It's the law in India. Only a relative may donate an organ.
This is domicile certificate given by the SDO. This is the keys. This is the magistrate's affidavit she is doing. They have given the permission from the government, and by seeing this is already cleared. Then we can proceed for the surgery.
Officially, this hospital respects the law. Everything is supposedly done by the book. Even the Nepalese who come for surgery are meant to be legal.
From their country, they bring the paper and they give the no objections and certifying everything.
We ask how easy it is to get fake papers.
Everybody can make fake documents, and there are also authorities to check them also. I am not aware of any problem with it.
Our questions make the doctor uncomfortable. Kolkata has gained notoriety in the press. Traffickers' arrests regularly make the news headlines. Fake medical papers are at the heart of the trade. The police claim 40% of transplants in Kolkata are illegal and involve monetary transactions. Simply put, kidneys are for sale. Kidneys are also sourced over the internet. When one types, "I want to sell" in a major search engine, the first suggestion is my kidney. Indian web pages are full of forums and social networks complete with small ads.
I need a kidney for my sister.
I want to sell my kidney for financial reason.
Agents are quick to respond.
If anyone needs a kidney transplantation, then contact me on my email ID.
Donors are offered up as if from a catalog. Black market statistics are hard to come by, but the situation is so alarming. A diplomat has decided to speak to us anonymously. He sees new cases each month at the Nepalese embassy.
Hospitals, they just want their revenue. They just want the operation to be done. For these reasons, they will only see the paper. They will not see that this is a genuine relation or not. In other parts of India, DNA test is required, but in Calcutta is not required. So easy for these people to work out with fake documents. Even if you come to know this is a fake, even if you go deep for the investigation, your life might be in threat.
Kolkata has become the turf of a kidney mafia. In particular, the suburbs with the private hospitals. Here, hotels and guest houses are kept by the traffickers to house donors. We visit dozens of these hotels. As expected, Nepalese live there. Their answer is always the same. The doors close each time. It is too dangerous to talk about. A few days before in Nepal, we did find someone willing to talk about their stay in Kolkata's hotels.
कोही के त्यहीँ खान दिने त्यहीँ के गर्ने गरेर अनि वहाँ पुर्याएपछि ओके भनेर लगाएका रे वहाँ गएपछि फेल भयो भन्दै रे ल्याउनु भन्दै रे अनि तिमीलाई म जग्गा जमिन दिन्छु यता त्यता भनेर जम्मा ल्याउन चाहिँ
आफूलाई चाहिँ लहर अब फसाइदिइसकेपछि यता फर्किने पैसा नि भएन केही भएन अब दिन्छस् कि अब मारिदिउँ भनेर भनेपछि त अब ल अब जे गर्छस् गर भनेपछि एउटा किडनी निकालिदिइहाले अनि आउने बेला गाडी भाडा साडीबाट सबै अब उनीहरूले खर्च गरे अब आफ्नो जिन्दगी बिग्रिहाल्यो सर अब जिन्दगी यस्तै हो भन्ठान अनि दुःख जिरो गरेर बसिरहेको छु अब अहिले के गर्ने
For more answers on how the trade works, we meet a transplant surgeon, Dr. Seal. He works for a major Kolkata hospital. In the evenings, he sees patients at his private clinic. This father has come to Dr. Seal in search of a kidney. His wife gave him hers 4 years ago, but the transplant failed. His son is too young to donate.
और मेडिसिन वगैरह वही चलने दें
मेडिसिन जो चालू है वही मेडिसिन चलेगा नो चेंज इन मेडिसिन नाउ कंटिन्यू सेम मेडिसिन बी श्योर यू आर टेकिंग द रेगुलर डायलिसिस बट डोंट हार्डी फॉर द डोनर डायलिसिस आपको एजेंट का चक्कर में गिरेगा तो अभी जाएगा
They've looked for the kidney they desperately need in the classifieds. They claim to be looking for a donor who will give them a kidney for free.
बहुत से लोग देखे हमने बहुतों को मिले हैं काफी अपनी इच्छा से देता है डोनर उसकी कोई कॉस्ट नहीं होती वो डोनेट कर रहा है दान कर रहा है हमें किडनी उसकी कोई कीमत नहीं लेता
थैंक यू वेरी मच बेस्ट विशेस थैंक यू
Dr. Seal suspects that this couple will buy a kidney. He's quite sure about it.
Officially, whatever I have to believe, whatever this is, nothing goes free in the world at all. There has to be something behind it. Police came to me, so what? I have got legal paper with you. I have not done anything wrong. If the government has given me the permission, I can always go ahead.
In Kolkata, nobody seems to want to follow the rules. Police, doctors, hospitals, both public and private, all give way to the traffickers, who supply the more fortunate at the expense of the wretched.
Come to your river, wash my soul. I will come to your river, wash my soul. I will come to your river, wash my soul again.
A kidney buyer agrees to speak to us. 4 years ago, he paid $5,500 to an agent, but the kidney no longer works. Once again, he's living on borrowed time. He has only a few months left to live.
If you don't have a donor, like your mother, father, or your sister, who will donate you a kidney free of cost, even if you feel bad, you need to do that. You need to survive, he needs some money. So you negotiate, take. So it's a deal, you have to take it as.
India's brilliant medical advances have led it to be called the world's hospital. But traffickers are also drawn to this new market. Life may be priceless, but that hasn't stopped criminals from putting a price on organs. If India continues to do nothing, Nepal will carry on fueling the trade. Far from Kolkata, Inspector Chand at times feels as though his efforts are wasted. One network may be down, but many others are active. Selling a kidney has become shockingly common, and the sacrifices continue in the Valley of Kidneys.
जुन यिनीहरूले किडनी बेच्नेमा यिनीहरूले यहाँको दलालहरूले त्यसलाई किडनी बेच्ने ठाउँ जस्तो बनाइदिए गरिबी अरू ठाउँमा पनि छ, अशिक्षा अरू ठाउँमा पनि छ, यो ठाउँमा मात्रै होइन। तर यहाँ दलालहरूले यसलाई त्यसरी नोक्सान छ, भोलि हामीलाई प्रब्लम हुन्छ भन्ने जबसम्म यिनीहरूसँग नलेज छैन तबसम्म यो कुरा ब्यान्ड हुन्छ, रोकिन्छ जस्तो मलाई लाग्दैन।